What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. It has been a really long time since your girls built anything in The Sims 4. Like, I'm talking weeks, maybe if not a month. It has been a while, and I'm feeling a little rusty. I'm not gonna lie. But the reason why I'm here today with a speed build is because I do remember now that I told y'all I was going to create a home that you could move into if you decided to try out the Parenting Predicament Scenario for yourself. If you're not familiar with the Parenting Predicament Scenario, it's basically a scenario that the Sims team has created where you basically get to play these pre-made Sims with this preset story, and you're given about 40,000 simoleons, but no home to move into. Now, granted, a part of this scenario, you'll get a set of challenges, and in those challenges, it will require you to furnish a home. So I guess you could download this and just, furnish it yourself if you wanted to. Otherwise, you could take that 40K and you can just move straight on in and get to playing, which is kind of what I was hoping would happen with one of these like pre-made scenarios. Anyways, a little bit of back history on the scenario and what you can expect is it's basically two parents, husband and wife, Pablo and Jen. Jennifer, she is an inspiring author. She really just wants to be the best of her field. She wants to be known for her novels and her short stories and yada yada yada. So that's kind of like her main focus. And then Pablo, from what I've gathered, he's a little all over the place, and I don't know if that's because the Sims team messed up the aspirations and traits. Yeah, that happened. Like, shit was all over the place. But anyways, I don't know if that is it, or is that's like literally how he is supposed to be interpreted, because he has interests of becoming, I think his aspiration actually is to be like a painter extraordinaire, and then like his job is a mascot, like he works in the athletic career, so that was a little confusing, while Jen is pretty much on brand with what her interests are. But yeah, I just noticed that. And then to add to that dilemma, they're also raising their children Sims, Leonardo and Sophia. Now, Sophia's kind of like an artistic prodigy. She takes after her dad in that way, and she gets into music and things like that, and she likes to draw and play with art. And then her brother Leo, at least this is how I am interpreting it, is more like athletic, I guess, but he's also very mischievous. Like, he loves to get in trouble. And the cool thing about this scenario, we're playing it here on the channel, and the best part is that y'all are playing it too. Like, a lot of people have been playing this, and you're like filling me in on how your scenario, how your story is developing. And while mine's a complete clown show, I'm not gonna lie, there's so much drama, more than you would think for something like this. A lot of y'all have had like these picture perfect stories where Jen and Pablo live happily ever after. They go on to have more babies and fulfill their careers while, simultaneously raising their children right. And that's kind of like the idea of this scenario, is that you kind of swoop in and you help Jen and Pablo get their mind right, raise their kids straight, and help them progress in their careers, because up until this point it's been very much a like juggling kind of situation for them. They haven't been able to do it perfectly. Anyway, if you guys are interested in checking out the scenario, I'll link the playlist down below. I am thinking I might have Jen move into this. So do keep in mind, when I created this home, I created it with kind of like hot off the press in mind. So you would basically play in this home right after you picked up the scenario. So Leonardo and Sophia are still kids, while in my scenario, now they're teenagers, right? So if I do decide to play in this home, I'm going to have to kind of update a couple of things. So I threw in a little like monkey bar, just because I think one of the things that you have to work on are the children's skills, and I believe motor is one that Leo likes to hone in on. And so I wanted to make the home as affordable as possible. I might have already said this, but I literally leave you paper thin on the simoleons, because in my vision of Jennifer and Pablo, they're struggling, not only as parents, right, but also financially as well. And it didn't make sense for them to have like this big, extravagant home. I love the exterior of this build. Originally, I was going to keep it super matchy-matchy, but then I got inspired by the BFF house next door, and I really loved how they have like this navy blue trim kind of accentuating the home. I was like, you know what? Like, screw it. Let's try it. And the black trim just gives it like this almost rustic feel, and then the light roof. I don't know. I really love the exterior. It's probably one of my favorites that I've ever made. But yeah, so you're gonna be strapped simoleon wise, but that's okay. I use a lot of debug items for the exterior because I wanted the landscaping to be kind of a prominent part of the house. Nothing too crazy. I love these little pre-made room, I guess they're almost like pre-made collections, I suppose, that I did through debug. So you can go on my gallery, Gen2606, you can download the home, and you can also download these like pre-made rooms where I have set up you know, kind of collections to decorate your landscaping, or collections of clutter by room, and cars and things like that. So for the interior of the house, I'm not gonna even lie to you, I'm a little out of breath right now. Like, whoo, your girl's 7 months pregnant almost, and we're starting to get to that hubba, like the huffa phase. You know what I'm saying? So the interior, I wanted to pull my hair out. I'm not gonna lie. I did it like 3 times and I hated it every single time because the exterior is so like whimsical and pretty. I didn't know if I wanted to go dark or if I wanted to go light, but I decided to kind of blend the two and give it more of like this older kind of 70s feel, maybe. I don't know. I really did try to like branch out and try a couple new things. So like the exterior, we have the trim that I've never really played with, and then the interior, I'm actually using this like linoleum. I don't know if it's a linoleum or tile, but like what is it called, floor paper from the high school years expansion. In fact, I actually used kind of a few things from the high school years expansion. I didn't realize like how versatile that pack really was. For the kitchen, I am using these counters, and again, you look at our funds, 14,000. I still have a whole freaking home to build or furnish, so I had to go a little cheap on the counters and, you know, some of the other like furnishings in the home, like the appliances and whatnot. I wanted to add in a microwave because I'm not gonna lie, like this scenario, the family, very busy. Sometimes it's just easier for the kids to like nuke something real quick, whether it's oatmeal or I think you can nuke like, I think you can do ramen. I'm not sure. I can't remember. So for the living room, it's kind of small and I wasn't really sure like what couch I wanted to use. I'm going to this is like my little rant. We're going to be over it. Okay. But here we go. We need more traditional furniture. I'm a very traditional builder. We know this, but it's come to the point where I'm like, ugh, every time I have to build because I use the same shit every single time. And that is simply because I just feel like we don't have enough traditional like furnishings. I feel like we have a lot of like modern and contemporary, but not a lot of like, we just don't have like traditional like couches and things. Like I want to see couches with like, you know, like pulls in the cushions and maybe springs sticking out, or something that's a little more worn and weathered and lived in. Now, if we do get a Generations expansion, which I'm hoping for, fingers crossed, like, you know, wishing to like all the stars in the sky type thing, maybe that will have some good furnishings like that, because at this point I'm just like, I'm over it. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that I added in the appropriate skill building objects too. So we have an easel and this little bump out. I've also gone ahead and added in a laptop on top of the desk for Jen, because again, she's a writer. And then Sophia, I don't know if we got to her bedroom yet. Actually, no, we haven't gotten to Leo or Sophia's room yet, but I'll make sure that I add in like a little activity table so she can do her art and her drawing. That was actually really fun to play with. And then Leo, he kind of is a little bit more of like a mystery, I feel. Like, I don't know if you guys have played this scenario, but if you have, like, tell me how your Leo is, because mine right now, as it stands, he's a little bit of a, like I said, he's very mischievous, gets in a lot of trouble, but I do think he has like a really good heart, good intentions. He's just a little misguided is actually what I'm thinking, but I don't know. I also pictured him kind of being into sports too. Like my Leo, he just recently joined the football team, I think, or he might be interested in it. I can't really recall, but I wanted to put in like a little little soccer ball and things like that. So again, he can work on his motor skills. That's why I threw out the monkey bars in the back. But I kept the rooms very simple because we're getting down to the final thousands of our simoleons, which I know sounds like a lot, like to have $6,000, but it really does go by fast, especially like this home. It is pretty spacious too. So if for whatever reason later down the line you had to maybe make Sophia and Leo share a room, you could do that because the rooms are big enough. Now, I'm not going to spoil the scenario for you, but I'm just going to tell you this. You may need more room later on. I don't know. But yeah, so Sophia's room is different. You know, I like the like colors. I love the seafoam green kind of, you know, like throw cover, whatever the heck, comforter. I wanted to throw up a little cork board. I feel like I use this in every single build. I love that cork board. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with it. I wish it came in more shapes though. I really liked this antique dresser with the kind of like Victorian, you know, bed frame. I thought that was really pretty. I threw in a little plant. I gave her some miscellaneous toys, nothing too crazy. My kids don't play very much. You don't really have a lot of time, I'm gonna be honest, but I did give her a violin because at some point she shows interest in instruments as well. Like I said, she's a true artistic prodigy. She's very smart. And I'm just adding in some final few details. I did keep the kind of like common space, aka the hallway, very like open. I didn't want it to appear like it was a room, so I threw in a plant and called it a day. Figuring out the rug situation, that was a lot of fun. And then I think towards the end I do like a few little like tweaks to the exterior. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. So anyways, if you guys are interested in checking out the Sims 4 Parenting Predicaments Scenario, I will go ahead and provide a link to the playlist in the description. If you want to download the home, it'll be available on the gallery Gen 2606. And with that said, I hope y'all enjoyed. And if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. Don't know if I can decipher how your mind works. Yeah, you leave me wondering what it's like to feel your skin. I will keep on trying till you give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more. You leave me hanging, begging for more. Think that I'm addicted to this, can't resist to be a little risky and go for it, cause I want you close. I'm so exposed when you're keeping me wondering. You know I'd do anything to be in your arms again. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you. Here we go again, staying up all night to see if you've been